Hello guys, how are you today? In memory of Mircea Lucescu, a tribute to a legend of football, guys, a mentor, a teacher. I appreciate teachers, I appreciate doctors, and I appreciate Mircea Lucescu because it's a man of respect. And who Mircea Lucescu was, for people who don't know. So Mircea Lucescu was a towering figure in the world of football whose life and career stretched across continents, decades, and generations, beginning as a talented young player in Romania and ending as one of the most respected coaches the sport has ever known. A man who lived for the game and gave everything he had to eat until his very last days. He was born in Bucharest, which is the capital of Romania, and Romania he was born in 1945. So Lucescu first made his mark as a gifted winger playing for Dinamo Bucharest, where he won multiple championships and became a beloved figure in Romanian football. And then he went on to captain his national team in the 1917 FIFA World Cup, showcasing not just skill by heart, commitment, and leadership on the world stage. So after his playing career, he began coaching at a relatively young age, and over the next 47 years, can you imagine, he managed clubs and national teams across Europe, from Romania to Italy, Turkey, Ukraine, and Russia. Amazing, one of the most remarkable records in football history, with 35 domestic and European titles, including leading Shakhtar Donetsk to UEFA Cup glory and multiple league championship, making him one of the most decorated managers in the game. And people around the world respected him not merely for trophies, but for the way he saw football as a teacher, and how he saw students, as a parent his children, and as a leader his potential, always believing that every player could be better tomorrow than they were today. So his journey, patient, humble beginnings. Mircea grew up in post-war Romania with limited opportunities. A young boy in a large family who found in football not just a sport, but a calling, a passion that carried him through hardship, discipline, and the pursuit of excellence on not so many around him, and that so many around him struggled just to get by football. So he often said that his early life taught him the importance of patience, perseverance, and humility. That success was never handed to anyone, and that every step forward was earned with sweat, sacrifice, and belief in something greater than oneself. So from his earliest coaching days with Corvinul Hunedoara at the age 34 to his historic leadership of Romania in Euro 1984, the first time his country had ever qualified, to his long and successful tenure in Ukraine, where he transformed Shakhtar into European powerhouse. His work ethic and genuine love for developing talent became his hallmark. So Lucescu's humility was evident not through quiet words, but through action. He consistently emphasized that success belonged to the team, not to the coach, and that every player's growth was a reflection of shared effort and belief. So Mircea Lucescu was driven by values that transcended sport: integrity, respect, curiosity, patience, discipline, the unwavering belief that people, whether players, fans, or colleagues, deserve dignity and opportunity. These values were evident in every choice he made, in every relationship he built. So it's fascinating person, fascinating life, fascinating career. He believed deeply in education, encouraging players not only to train hard on the pitch, but also to invest in their minds of it, often urging them to read, go to university, and expand their horizons outside football, understanding that life off the field was just as important as life on it. Many of his players have spoken about how, under his guidance, they became better people, not just better footballers, because he taught them about responsibility, teamwork and respect for the sport and for each other, prioritizing character over talent and discipline over mere skill. So his passion for nurturing young talent was not simply about winning games, but mm, about helping individuals find purpose. How many of us are looking for find purpose, confidence, and resilience. And he found joy not just in trophies, but in the blossoming of players who gave their best because they were inspired to do so under his leadership. So everyone who knew Mircea spoke of him with affection and respect. Friends, family, colleagues, and players alike knew that behind the tactical genius was a man of immense heart and loyalty, someone who genuinely cared about the human behind the athlete. So clubs from Inter Milan to Galatasaray, Besiktas, and Shakhtar Donetsk honored his impact, praising not just his accomplishments but the dignity with which he carried himself in every environment. So former rivals and teammates remember him as a mentor whose words carried weight because they were grounded in truth, humility, and experience, and whose belief in young players transformed careers and lives. And one of his most famous proteges, Andrea Pirlo, who debuted under him as a 16-year-old, has spoken about Lucescu's ability to see potential where others saw uncertainty, helping him grow into one of the most respected players of his generation. Even in his final days, while battling illness and continuing his work with the Romanian national team at the age of 80, he embodied the essence of dedication, a man so committed to his craft that he never stopped giving, inspiring, and leading. And stories about the players who kept in touch long after leaving the clubs he managed, of young athletes who credit him with changing their perspective on discipline and life, and of families and communities whose pride was lifted because of his respect and humanity. So what we can learn from him? I think it's respect, legacy, and inspiration. From Mircea Lucescu, we learn that greatness is not measured solely by trophies or wins, but by the lives you touch, the careers you shape, and the respect you inspire in others through unwavering integrity and humility. So he showed the world that passion can fuel a lifetime of achievement, that discipline and kindness are not opposites, but partners. And that the true legacy of a leader is not what they took, but what they gave. It's knowledge, opportunities, confidence, and respect for every person they crossed paths with. So his life teaches us that leadership is service, that ambition must be balanced with empathy, and that the greatest victories come not from defeating opponents, but from elevating others, from helping young people, helping young players become better people, and from leaving every environment better than you found it. So in remembering Mircea Lucescu, we honor a life lived with purpose, passion, discipline, and respect. And we hold close the values he championed: beliefs in others, humility in success, resilience in adversity, and the love for craft. So let us pay tribute not just to the trophies he won and the matches he coached, but to the hearts he inspired, the minds he shaped, and the legacy of respect he leaves behind. A legacy that will endure not just in football, but in the lives of every player, coach, fan, and human being who was touched by his journey. Stay safe, stay healthy.